Rawr. Welcome back to The Rip, the show where I tear apart some of the most horrendous websites that exist on the internet. Today we're going to be looking at acme.com, and no, it's not what you think. There's no Looney Tunes or Warner Brothers involved. It's just straight up trash. So you ready to dive in? Let's get going.
Let's go.
Okay, for today's website, we're going to be taking a look at acme.com. And we're gonna go ahead and pull that up here in our URL bar and go to it. And oh my goodness, not what I would expect acme.com to look like, but here we are. So let's go ahead and get into rip rule number 1, which is our homepage review. So let's take a look at this. This is for Acme Laboratories, graphics, Unix, networks, fun, purveyors of fine freeware since 1972, on the net since 1991.
Rip rule number 1, we're going to be looking at the homepage. Does it stack up or does it not?
Yeah, rip rule number 1, homepage review. I don't know what this site is. I don't know what it's about. It's not what I would think acme.com would be when you go to it, you know, if you're a cartoon fan. Or I mean, there's supermarkets called Acme, and there's a brick company, so this is very shocking to me. For sure, this is not what I'd expect it to look like. I don't know what the site is about, even after going up and down on the homepage here. So rip rule number 1, it does not pass the homepage test.
Rip rule number 2, navigation. Can we get from level 1.1 to level 1.2 pretty easily?
Rip rule number 2, navigation. So, I mean, there's a lot of links here, but there's no like traditional navigation, but we'll go ahead and go here. If you're looking for JavaScript utilities, click that. And then here's some JavaScript code and things like that. Interesting. Rip rule number 2, navigation. I mean, it's got this whole thing here. Like, I guess it passes that if you know what you're supposed to be looking for navigation. Like if you're on the site and you know what this stuff means, which the average user is not going to if they just stumble across it, then yeah, I guess it passes that. Now, I don't see any kind of like back to top button, and there's not any way to get back to the homepage that I can find. So it doesn't do very well there. But I guess overall it does pass. Actually, here we go. Here's a button back to Acme Labs. Okay, so there's our home pass. So yeah, it does pass the navigation, but not with any flying colors.
Rip rule number 3, broken links and buttons. Are they broken like a Koopa shell?
Rip rule number 3, broken links and buttons. So there's a lot of links here, not necessarily a lot of buttons, but we'll go ahead and just click through some of these. Okay, interesting. So I'll just use the back button here. Let's go to this one. I mean, yeah, all the links seem to be working. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. So I guess it does pass the broken links and buttons. Not great. I mean, you kind of want the stuff to be broken because you don't want to go to the other pages because they look terrible, but it does pass.
Rip rule number 4, contact links and forms. Can they get the message, unlike Mario?
Rip rule number 4, contact links and forms. So I'm not really even sure this is the type of site that you can contact somebody on, if it's even intended to do that. There is a webmaster email, so that's down here. I don't see any other contact methods, but again, I'm not sure this is the type of site if you have to have that. But for the simple fact that there is no contact links or forms, it does not pass rip rule number 4.
Rip rule number 5, load time. Does this site travel at warp speed?
Rip rule number 5, overall load time. So navigating through the site here, it does, seem to load pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, it loads almost instantaneously, but that's because it's like literally basic HTML with no fancy, design or anything going on. So yes, it loads quickly, so it does pass rip rule number 5.
Rip rule number 6, overall design. Does it look like Waluigi designed it?
Rip rule number 6, and this is where I'm gonna tear this thing apart. This site is really what Halloween was made for when it comes to design. Like, look at this thing. Like, this is freaking terrible. It doesn't look like it's been touched since the 90s. So, whereas it has passed the navigation and it has passed the broken links and load time. And so it's honestly, this site has passed a few of the rules. Where it fails miserably is the homepage review, so rip rule number 1, and then rip rule number 6, overall design. Again, what is this site? What is it about? I still don't know. It looks like it's just a series of like code libraries that can be used for various things, but I guess that's what it's all about. But it's not laid out well. It's literally basic HTML. on the net since 1991 is what it says here, and it looks like it hasn't been touched since it's been put on the net. So does it pass overall design? No. What would I do to make it different? I would modernize this completely. I would make these different utilities, these different subsections here, how they have these broader bullet points than the indented ones. I'd have each, main bullet point be like a section, and then the bullet points, the sub bullet points under that would be notes on each section. So this thing would be heavily sectioned, and then pictures or something like that to better illustrate what the user would get if they clicked on it. So a lot of things would be different about this from an overall design standpoint for sure.
Rip rule number 7, mobile optimization. Does this site work better than the Mario game did for phones?
Rip rule number 7, mobile optimization. So this site actually is relatively mobile optimized in terms of, well, no, actually, never mind. As I say, it doesn't really scroll off to the side, but it does. The buttons are like, all the links are like here on the left side. So honestly, it's not as not mobile optimized as you might expect it to be just by looking at the design on desktop, but that doesn't mean it's optimized for mobile. It does load pretty quickly still, but not as fast as it does on desktop, which is kind of a bummer there for sure, because it does load pretty quickly on desktop. Again, the buttons are just really small, so that doesn't make the user experience very, very good. So if you went back to what I said on my overall design comment, where I would make things into sections and then do sub bullet points and stuff like that under it, that would help make it a little bit better on mobile as well. Just bigger areas to tap with your finger instead of trying to tap these tiny little links, stuff like that. So it's not really mobile optimized, though it's not the worst experience I've ever seen on mobile. You can definitely tell it wasn't built with mobile in mind, and thus it's not optimized for it. So no, it does not pass Rip rule number 7.
The only thing spookier than me in this costume was this website. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to check out other RIP episodes, other Brand Love episodes, follow us on social media. If you're interested in marketing or videos like this for you and your own business, reach out to us, go to our website, wondertree.com, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.